Meet Joe. Joe has been a construction worker for over 15 years, and he loves his job. One day while at work, Joe started experiencing some back pain. So he went to go see his doctor about it. After running some tests, the doctor concluded the disc in his spine started moving due to all the heavy lifting he was doing as a construction worker. The doctor offered a surgery that would put metal plates on his spinal discs to keep them from moving. Joe needed to have surgery as quickly as possible because if not, he could end up not walking for the rest of his life. Ironically, if anything went wrong with the surgery, he also wouldn't be able to walk again. So Joe underwent the surgery. It took hours, hoping he'd be able to wake up to some good news about his back. Unfortunately, he didn't. He was still experiencing pain, and it got so bad sometimes he couldn't even walk. And of course, he lost his job that he loved so much. Joe still didn't give up. He wanted to heal, so he went to go see many doctors. But that just left Joe with more time not being able to walk, more surgeries, odd medical devices to stimulate his muscles, which is quite dangerous and could lead to paralysis, and medication that often left him feeling drowsy. Joe was so frustrated, and this process went on for 20 years. One day, Joe met Kelly at a school function for their kids. She's a physical therapist. Her job is to remediate impairments and promote function and mobility in the human body. Joe started explaining his back problem to her, and Kelly instantly thought, I think I can help. Joe was a little hesitant, but he figured, what have I got to lose? So he went to Kelly's physical therapy lab. Turns out, while Joe was a construction worker, he overworked one of his smaller muscles, causing his bigger muscles to take on the extra work. However, when those big muscles started getting tired of working overtime, they collapsed, making him unable to walk. So all Joe had to do to repair that muscle was a couple of exercises a day. Joe had never felt better in over 20 years. Kelly mentioned how disappointed she was that Joe had to go through so much for so long for something that had an easy fix, especially when most of the remedies that the doctors offered Joe had been scientifically proven to be unhelpful when treating the symptoms. Unfortunately, Joe's story is only one of 12 million Americans that are misdiagnosed a year. That's about 5% of our population. And even though Joe suffered a lot over a span of 20 years, for some, being misdiagnosed can lead to worse cases, even death. So, what do we do to avoid this problem? There's more than 100,000 diseases and only 200 to 300 symptoms. First, we'll talk about some red flags that you should be aware of when consulting with your physician about a problem. Then, we'll talk about how to do some research on your physicians and the symptoms you have. So, red flags. If it seems like your physician is bored or uninterested in what you have to say, or any concerns that you may have, find another doctor. Your doctor should be attentive and engaged. Second, if you feel like you're just another patient, helping them get closer to a quota they need to fill or reach by the end of the day, you should also be concerned. Some other red flags include they don't want you to get a second opinion, you leave the office feeling confused or uninformed, your doctor forgets what he or she said or prescribed, or your doctor has misdiagnosed you in the past. Luckily, with all the technology out there are review sites. You can look up your doctor. Simply go to google.com. In the search bar, type in doctor review sites. Many options will appear, but the one with the highest rating is healthgrades.com. In the search bar, type in your doctor's name and where their office is located, or the zip code. Scroll down through the list of names and click on your doctor. Here, you'll find what they practice, their full name. You'll also find their office location and the insurances that they accept. Scrolling down, you'll also see their specialties, their board certifications, and the conditions that they've treated in the past. You can also see their procedures. The most important part of this, however, is the background check, because they'll tell you if they've had any malpractice claims in the past, sanctions, or board actions. They'll also tell you where the doctor completed their education, if they have any awards or recognition, if they speak any other languages, or if they are members or affiliated with any professional organizations. If we keep scrolling, we see that this doctor doesn't have any patient reviews. However, some of your doctors may have them. You can do more than just look up your doctor. You can look up the new research that has been done on diseases and their symptoms. To do this, we must search a database, which is a massive electronic library of research documents. There are different databases for different topics, such as law, history, engineering, film and television, business, archaeology, and many more. Today, we'll look into a medical database. The most popular one is Medline. PubMed.gov is a search engine, like Google, that searches Medline for information. Here you can find a researcher's experiments and findings. The best thing about it is that the articles on this website are free and provided by the government. In the address box, type pubmed.gov. In the search box, you should type in something about your condition and what you wanted to know about it. We'll use Joe's story as an example. Lower back pain treatment. Simply typing that in will give you thousands of results, so we must filter. On the sidebar, you can choose filters to narrow your search. First, we'll click Free Full Text. You want to be able to see the entire report, listing out the abstract, background, procedures, results, and conclusion. Next, you want the most recent information, so we'll click publication dates within the 5 years. You can also customize the year range if you like. Next, you might also want to read experiments done on human subjects only to ensure it's applicable to you. You also want to sort the results to show you the most relevant articles first. Although this still leaves you with a lot of results, it's a great free tool that allows you to be engaged with your treatment. Now let's find an article that's relevant. Manipulative treatment for non-specific low back pain. Clicking on the article will give you a summary on the background of the experiment, the methods used, and the results. It'll even give you a conclusion. Click on the free PMC article to see the full article. Here you'll get a full report and a deeper understanding of the experiment. This is such a great tool because even physicians themselves use PubMed to keep up with the research. Now that you've informed yourself, talk to your doctor about the treatments that you found through your research on your symptoms. Remember, not all research found on the database has been FDA approved, but now you can both make an informed decision, or you can get a second opinion. So let's recap. You don't want to be like Joe or the other 12 million Americans that are misdiagnosed a year. So to avoid that, make sure you're paying close attention to your doctor's behavior towards you and your symptoms. The red flags we talked about can help you. Next, you want to look up your doctor. Their past and profile may be very telling on whether you want to continue to see them. You can use healthgrades.com or any other website you trust. There are plenty out there. Next, do your research. Get informed about your symptoms and treatments because what you think you have may actually be wrong. Use medical database search engines like PubMed.gov to help you look. Finally, have a conversation about it with your doctor because chances are your doctor might not even know about the new treatments available. Doctors should keep up with the research but aren't required to. He or she can give you a deeper understanding of the research. They can even run some more tests to either repeal their initial diagnosis or consider some other treatments. Remember, all the things doctors know now started with research and eventually became fact. So keep up with the research to have better chances of staying out of the misdiagnosed pool. Thanks for watching!